Episode 9 with Jowee Alviar of Team Manila.
You're listening to Kendrick Loves to Brand, the branding podcast featuring stories and lessons from entrepreneurs and brand builders so you can get inspiration, insights, strategies, and tactics as you create your own game-changing brand.
Welcome to the show, Jowee. I'm very excited. This is one of my dream interviews. Si Jowee is a pillar and a pioneer in the graphic design industry in the Philippines. Given the theme of the podcast, he was one of the guests talaga na I really wanted to get. So thank you, Jowee. Thank you for accepting the invitation.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, so si Jowee is the founder of Team Manila.
There's two of us.
Yes. And Jowee and
Mon Punsalan.
Okay, so can you take us to the origins of Team Manila?
Okay, so Mon and I started in college. UST Advertising Fine Arts. Shout out sa CAFA. That was early 90s. And then first group project namin ng first year, first sem, nagkaroon kami ng project and then it turned out well. Hindi ko na alam kung ano yung pinaka first project na yan, pero it turned out well and then mga succeeding group projects, nagkaka-work pa rin kami ni Mon. So dun yung parang first na experience namin working together. When we were during college, one of our friends were bringing in some graphic design magazines or graphic design books, yung HBI Typography 1 book. Tapos isang friend namin nagdala ng Reagan magazine, design ni David Carson.
Okay. Wow.
And we were inspired by those two parang works. Parang hindi namin nakikita sa advertising yung nakita namin dun sa dalawang yon. So we found out that it's called graphic design. So yun na yung parang namin. After that we got influenced. We researched more. Wala pa internet na
Yeah.
Hirap pa mag-search noon. So pupunta kami sa National Bookstore, doon kami naghahanap ng mga inspiration, and then from there eventually we graduated. We wanted to do graphic design after graduation. I got a scholarship in CalArts, took my master's in graphic design there, worked with fellow international students, met like yung mga legendary graphic designers then.
Around what year was this?
That was, we graduated 97. And the next year, nag-school na ako ulit. So, it was young. Medyo mahirap mag-school. Mag-masteral right after ng college. But, I survived. And then, yung influence na nakuha ko dun sa CalArts was, or inspiration was, nung may mga visiting artist program during that time, and then marami kaming na-meet na like other designers from other countries or other cities, and they were trying to represent kumbaga kung saan sila galing, ano ginagawa nila doon. Yun ang shinare ko kay Mon, parang walang gumagawa nandito sa Manila. Magandang gawin yon na i-represent natin kung ano nakikita natin doon sa Manila, and then through design, we show it to the world. Kumbaga. Tapos inspiration namin doon. You look at the studio, we have so many books. We've been collecting design books since nag-start kami. So, yun yung inspiration namin. Makagawa kami ng work coming from Manila, send it out to publication outside, and hopefully get featured. So, yun yung parang namin, umpisa ng Team Manila. And then, after I got back, nag-freelance na kami doing
So
Team Manila.
after your masters, when you came back, you had this idea already that to do graphic design, you'd have to do it on your own. You weren't necessarily, kasi you said you took up fine arts advertising sa UST, diba?
Yes.
So were you guys considering going into advertising?
Well, we know, parang yun yung ano parang natural progression when you graduate, go to advertising agencies. One of our mentors, yung doon nag-work si Simon after college, and also he also worked in Pulp magazine and MTV Ink magazine. So hindi kami nag-advertising, mas boutique studio or boutique. Yung boss ni Mon, si Ariel Dalisay, adman siya, galing siyang advertising. And then nagtayo siya ng small studio. Doon pumasok si Mon. So hindi talaga kami experience ng big agency setup. Parang hindi rin namin nakikita doon lumalabas yung gusto namin gawin.
Yeah.
Yung mga first mga projects namin was album packaging, invites for like, uso pa mga parties na, mga rave parties,
Yeah.
yung mga ganyan. Album packaging, dahil nasa network ni Moni yung music, dahil galing siya sa Pulp magazine.
Pulp magazine,
So,
yeah. So at that time, were you guys already talking about starting something on your own?
oo, parang gusto na namin na, maganda gumawa ng ganito, maganda mag-start ng sariling studio. Hindi naman malaki, but working with other people or clients na gusto namin, parang dream namin makagawa ng album packaging, syempre, di ba? Parang gano'n, music video,
Yeah.
parang gano'n. And yun, magagawa namin yun if we do it on our own. Parang gano'n.
So coming from there, you started Team Manila. Why the name Team Manila?
So yun, yung when I was in Cal Arts, parang let's represent where we came from. So plus gusto rin namin i-push yung graphic design na term, kasi nga either you're called an artist, graphic artist, pero you're not be called graphic designer. So we want to educate our clients in a way, or educate the market na ito yung service na binibigay namin. So, and we're coming from Manila kasi we want to parang represent nga what's going on in Manila if ever we get published in the States. Parang gano'n. So, mahaba. Team Manila Graphic Design Studio. So, yun yung
How do you define like the difference between a graphic artist and a graphic designer?
Graphic art, well, there's a course in graphic arts talaga sa UST before. Graphic arts, it's close to visual arts. A lot of like illustrations, yung mga ganon. Graphic design tends towards more advertising or branding, logo design. So, yun yung parang distinction. Pero yung pag tinatawag kami talaga, artist, parang painter.
Correct,
which is
correct.
yun yung tinatry namin i-introduce palagi what is graphic design, we're graphic designers. That was early 2000 nung ginagawa namin yun.
So when you started Team Manila, can you take us to the beginning, let's say, getting your first project? Like how did you like sort of structure your working relationship with a client, like, or how do you, I guess yung usual na tanong kasi ng mga people who are starting out, diba? How do you charge? How do you determine how to price? Especially if I think I remember nga at that time hindi pa masyadong uso yung ganitong service, diba? Or hindi pa
Yes.
sobrang appreciated. So how did you go through that from process of setting up?
When we started out, we relied on the existing network that we have. Since Mon is in the music magazine, Pulp magazine, MTV Ink, yun yung namin, parang meron kami kilala mga bands. I was doing couple of motion graphics work for Pulp Magazine for their concerts. Tapos we were doing parang editorial shoot with Sander Angeles sa mga like fashion and musicians. So yung network na kung saan kami
That's where you started.
Oo, where we started. Yun yung parang easier to reach. When we were sa pricing naman, we were just freelancing noon, bahay pa lang kami noon. We had our own parang kanya-kanyang computer. Printer lang yata binili namin na investment kasi libre rent, libre kuryente, may pagkain ka. So but we were trying to price ourselves na talaga. I think hindi na mababa na standard
So
na.
from the start,
From the start, hindi naman ganun ka-premium, but we started hindi yung we're not selling our services cheap. We try to maintain a certain level of parang pricing na okay. At least we set our price kung if you try to haggle, which everyone haggles, di ba? At least you know where we started. Parang dito tayo nag-umpisa sa amount na to, and then nagbigay tayo ng 30% discount pero ganon. Parang education din ito rin yung pricing ng design.
The value of design.
Yes, so medyo early on na sa amin yun. Conscious na kami nun.
Was that something that was that something innate in you na that's how you were approaching talaga the value of your work, or was that something you pick up when you were doing your masters?
Well, I think it was since it was fresh, that time fresh pa yung namin, the field. So there's no parang wala pang comparison. Either advertising agencies are too high, or freelancers are too low. So we try to position ourselves in the middle. So between advertising and freelance. So yun yung position namin. And then we try to stick to that one. We try to parang be conscious talaga. I think yung value of design, of course, we got it in Cal Arts, and then we try to apply it here.
So being one of the pioneers of graphic design in the Philippines, and you've lasted all these years and you're still growing. To what do you attribute that? Yung, let's say, your secret to success ng Team Manila?
Coming to work every day. I think it boils down to that one. Pretty much it's the discipline, it's hitting your deadlines, your commitments, more than the skills or parang it's talaga it's in a way business siya, 'di ba? There's certain business talaga. Kailangan mong mag-deliver. So yun yung namin. I think yun ang important sa amin. Even that's what we tell our designers also. Maraming magagaling dyan, pero kung hindi ka rin naman pumapasok, hindi ka rin nakaka-deliver, hindi ka on time, parang sinasayang mo yung mga skill mo. That's our belief. So kung gaano ka kagaling, hindi ka naman naka-deliver, natapos na yung deadline mo with your client, you had a bad reputation with your client, it parang sunod-sunod na yung reputation na yun. So those are the things where we try to parang remind ourselves.
Do you have clients that have been with you from the very start?
We've had clients from the very start na tinulungan na parang sabay kami nag-start. Tribu Sandals.
Okay.
Ilang years pa lang siya nag-uumpisa noon. Then we met kasi mountaineering UST-MC rin kami. Mountaineering club sa UST. And then so we had that circle of like mountaineering friends around Manila. So doon when Tribu was starting out, we were we helped him doing like labels, packaging, logo, Pitman Outdoors also. So, ngayon, hanggang ngayon, nag-aano pa rin
Yeah,
kami.
they're still
Still get in touch with each other. One time, parang gumawa tayo ng sarili nating brand. Ay, mga ganong exploration. Tapos, meron naman kami kilala from correct, student siya before, tapos na bumibili sa Team Manila store sa Makati, our first store. It's like a garage store. To nag-graduate, nag-intern, nag-graduate, nag-work na, tapos naging client na namin.
Oh, nice.
So yung mga ganun talaga, evolution ng mga tao, but we still keep in touch with them.
So how big is Team Manila, the studio?
The studio, so
How many people do you have?
Team Manila is 2 companies. One is the retail, which is Team Manila Lifestyle, and then Team Manila Graphic Design Studio. In and out right now, we have around mga 30 people. Kasi meron pa kaming Suez and Zapote store, and we have our silk screen production team, and then the 2 companies.
So the silk screen production, that's only for all your products, or do you also accept work from other?
We also do accept production work, and then we call this thing screen machine. So parang mga events that we bring out our rotary silk screen, and then we do live silk screening sa mga events.
On the spot.
Based on the design, based on the client's parang theme, we will design
So is
for
it
them.
more like an on-demand printing?
Yeah, it's parang siyang event. Habang may nagdi-DJ doon, or habang may nag-event doon, kami nagsisilk screen kami for their event.
Parang photo booth but shirts.
Parang gano'n. So ganun din, constant education of what we're doing. Palagi namin. So kasi silk screen is one of our parang pinaka-medium namin sa t-shirt. So nilalabas namin 'yon. Kinukwento namin 'yon sa clients namin.
So the lifestyle store, when did you start it? Kung the studio started 2003, what year was the store, and or why did you come up with the
studio? Was 2000, mga 2002, and then the t-shirt was 2005. During that trend, merong mga ganon, like small boutique studios would have their own products. Naalala namin yon, parang the graphic design books na may mga stickers sila, or meron silang mga skateboard, designer sila, pero meron silang skateboard, meron silang t-shirt, or meron silang maliit na store. Parang na-imagine namin yung sarili namin, gusto namin tong ganyan. We have our own. But it's, mostly translation of our graphic design, typography, yung mga ganyan, to t-shirts. And then, ginagamit lang namin yan, Helvetica, our logo, nagpa-print kami ng like 2 dozens, and we're giving it away to our friends. And then eventually, we type parang graphic design lifestyle, and it got featured sa Preview magazine as like pinamimigay pa lang namin yon. And then na pick up siya, and then nag-start kami bazaar, nagtayo kami ng maliit na store sa garage namin sa Makati, and then eventually we got into the malls. But it started out as just like giveaway.
Parang like just a way to merchandise.
Self-promotion.
Self-promotion.
Yeah, self-promotion.
So, who runs the store? Like, is everything under you right now?
Mon does more of like the management of the
operations
retail. And then I do more of the design studio side. Yes.
So, over the years, like, you've seen a lot of like changes in the industry. What do you think, or how do you approach yung evolution of the studio to be able to basically stay on top of the industry?
Of course. You have to be di ba? Observant ano yung needs ng clients, ano yung mga like what can you offer them right now, and then or sometimes technology, keep up with technology. Before, 'di ba? Wala yung mga digital videos, like online videos. So like couple of years ago, we tried to parang partner with like a director or get a pool of like motion graphics people, kasi the demand is going like video. So yung mga ganun lang, always parang isipin mo kung ano yung hinahanap din ng client. At the same time, ano yung gusto mong i-explore. If you want to explore something, like for me, for a couple of years already, I'm trying to, always wanted to do this parang interactive video installation. Yung mga ganyan. So, on my side, nag-aaral ako ng processing, or that's the software. And then just trying it out, try to sell it to clients. Kasi parang gusto ko siyang gawin. Gusto ko siya ibenta sa clients. So far wala pang I tried to present it couple of times, but hindi pa napipick up eh. Kasi kung wala pang gumagawa, wala pa silang parang proof of concept.
Okay, you have to start it in your own store first.
Yes. So, yung mga ganun lang. Try to explore kung ano yung mga magandang gawin. Also, look at what's the environment right now, what's needed. Yeah.
Do you have a particular project that you consider, either it's your favorite work or it's something you consider to be your best work so far?
I think yung mga best works namin, yung mga maliliit na projects. Ang gusto naming mga projects, for me personally, I love the projects that would reach a lot of people. Kasi yun rin yung gusto namin with our design, to reach to parang give an impact sa like other designers, or mapaganda man lang yung look ng mga yung products ng clients when they're in the province, or yung mga ganon. Like isang project na lumayo would be the Condura logo, the refrigerator packaging nun. Kasi miski na pumunta ka sa province, nakikita hindi na nila nilalabas yung ref, yung box na lang, yun na yung dinidisplay nila. Tapos nakikita mo yung logo, so maraming nakakita. Yung mga ganong project, gusto namin yun. We had a project with San Miguel Pale Pilsen for their 125th year anniversary. We did like a collection, and then maraming pinagawa, and then kumalat. Yung mga ganong projects, more, but yung mga best works,
parang like for example, if for whatever reason nawala lahat ng records of everything you've done, pero isa lang yung pwede mag-survive, kunyari.
Yung the Jose Rizal with shades, it started out as a t-shirt.
Super iconic.
Just a t-shirt design. It wasn't our logo. Parang lahat sila may shades eh. Si Jose Rizal may shades, Andres Bonifacio may shades, saka si Aguinaldo, lahat may shades. Si Jose Rizal yung
nag-resonate.
Nag-resonate. Meron kaming yung initial t-shirt namin before, lahat sila Heroes yung pangalan nun.
Do you still have a copy of the original
Yes,
shirt?
meron pa kami sa once in a while we have this like t-shirt wall we set up in a store. Lahat yung mga archive namin.
Nice.
Yun siguro dahil yun ang pinaka nag-last. And then up to now, it's still
and you're right there. You said it's not your logo, pero I think like even ako, like when I was following Team Manila before, parang in my head that's your logo eh. Or if I see that Team Manila, parang ganun.
Na-associate na kami dun sa naging iconic na talaga yun.
Galing.
And then from there, we got to meet like family of Jose Rizal, Jose Rizal Foundation.
Wow.
Na-invite na kami maging Rizalista. Ganyan. And then kala namin sisingilin na kami ng government o papatigilin na kami ng NHCP, National Historical Commission. But apparently, merong project na Rizal at 150 and they want us to do the branding kasi maganda yung ginawa namin doon sa Rizal. So, turned out well, and then a lot of good feedback with like PhilAms, yung mga ganyan na they got back to their culture heritage dahil through Team Manila, yung mga ganon.
Because it became cool eh.
Oo, na-identify nila yung through design, na-identify nila yung being Filipino.
So,
through that.
How about projects that were more challenging or controversial? Have you had an experience dealing with a project like that that didn't turn out so well? Maybe the clients didn't like it or...
Well, yeah. Maraming ganun. meron mga project na excited ka sa umpisa dahil parang ganda. Again, yung parang it would reach a lot of people, but along the way you find out that your client doesn't really know what they like. They also don't know what they don't like. So parang
what do you do in situations like that?
We have this thing, the process of parang process of elimination eh. Pero pag in-eliminate mo na siguro yung mga 100 designs, parang I think hindi pa talaga sila committed to that
the
project.
Direction
So parang okay guys, try this one, pero
so do you disengage at that point?
Well, again, it's managing the project, it's managing the client. That's not our only project with them. So we still have relationship with them, but it gets frustrating na talaga na normal project would run like 2-3 months. Ano na yon, hindi marami ka na nagawa doon. But if there's like 1 year anniversary already, and it's just one project, one design project.
So wala parang output na na-decide.
Sige, pahinga muna tayo. Yung mga ganon, yun yung nakaka-frustrate minsan.
Okay. Siguro, in terms of being an entrepreneur, kasi you've been doing this for a long time now, what's the toughest adversity you've experienced? I mean, running the company.
Well, you get into certain parang not all the time or not every year parang pataas yung di ba, yung like yung sales or yung So there's one time very challenging ang market for dito nagsidatingan yung all the international brands. You remember like Forever 21, Uniqlo, H&M, or like succeeding years. That was when we started expansion. So during that time, like after a few years, parang nag-change din a lot of sobrang daming options sa market, and then we got hit with that one. And a lot of like local brands got hit. So yun then we had to step back and look at like how do we fix this one, and then challenge din with like finance dahil nag-invest ka, di ba? And then so there. That's one
Speaking of like investment, like Team Manila is internally funded. Like did you ever have like outside investors?
When we started, it's just two of us. Ang pinaka-investment namin ni Mon nga, kanya-kanyang computer. And then, ang strategy namin would be, we have kung ano yung plan namin for next year, we set an amount kung how much we should, parang raise to hit that project. For example, when we started out, bahay lang kami, di ba? Like, sabi namin, next year, we should parang try to get a studio, home studio in Ortigas kasi nandun yung mga clients namin. So magkano yan? Magkano magpagawa ng mga furniture, magkano ang rent monthly, magkano utilities. Okay, so kailangan meron tayong natatabi na ganito for next year plus what what should be earning, di ba? Plus what's our target for next year. So ganun kami mag-finance.
So it's actually refreshing to hear kasi like, di ba, ang typical na stereotype, pag creatives ka, hindi ka nagna-numbers.
Yeah.
But in your case, you were saying you were doing advanced planning.
Simon, magaling sa numbers. Ako hindi ako magaling sa numbers. So, magandang magandang dynamics yan for us na siya yung numbers and production, alam niya yan. And then I do more of like the creative art direction, stuff like that na partnership.
So, as an entrepreneur, like you mentioned earlier yung challenges during yung time na the global brands were coming here. Or maybe not even related to that, but in general, like in all these years, have you ever had an experience or like a moment where you questioned whether you wanted to continue?
Hindi, kasi we're even sa mga challenges na ganito, even sa mga frustrations or mga stress sa mga projects or mga situations, at the end of the day, gusto talaga namin yung ginagawa namin eh. And then we find fulfillment sa, kuwari, if the project is good or we get to help people or we get to parang maganda yung mga feedback ng market sa ginagawa namin. Yun yung nag-aano sa amin. Yun yung para...
Is it a dynamic of you two also na, let's say, if you're the one feeling...
Oo, ganun din. Kanya-kanyang...
will pull you up, parang ganun.
Pag frustrated na yung isa, wag ka na makisabay. Ganun. So, support na lang. So, sabi namin yan, best effort, di ba? So, kung what can you do to help in the situation right now? Hindi na lang parang, okay, we have this problem, how do we solve this? And then, is it like firing people, hiring people, getting, parang, we just sit down and then, after all the, parang, discussion about the problem, discussion naman about the solution. Oo.
So I think that's the benefit of having a partner na
nakaka-work mo rin. Good. Very important yung good working relationship. And it's also give and take in terms of like ideas. Hindi kami nagka-clash ng heads na kare, ito yung gusto kong gawin. Ito yung gusto mong gawin. Sige, okay, gawin natin yan. Ito, try natin yung ganito. Okay, sige, try natin yung ganito. So, there's always, back and forth, give and take sa relationship ng
Do you ever experience self-doubt?
Well, in terms of what, like
Siguro,
kung nandito, tama ba yung ginagawa ko?
Tama ba ginagawa ko?
Well, ano naman, some things like, kuwari, if it's like a new project, if it's like a big project na kaya ba natin to, but we would challenge ourselves or we would admit to ourselves na we need help, so we bring in people to parang para ma-execute yun. So if kung nagda-doubt ka na ganyan, meron namang solution doon.
Nice.
But so far, yun lang. Sometimes, challenge. I think that's self-doubt sometimes na kung kaya ba itong project na ito. But we also have like, we want this big project. Parang ganun. Sinasabi rin namin. Miski na hindi pa namin, wala pa kaming experience kung paano gumawa nun. But, iniisip namin, sige, we want this project.
Okay, speaking of the mga ganun projects, do you have like a dream project na parang
Oh, yeah. Meron kami mga vision board.
Nice.
Like this one. This is a dream project.
Oh.
Like, Philippine airline branding would be So I always have this airplane on my desk in front
as a reminder. Nice.
So
nice.
the library, we always parang Team Manila home would be like, what if we go into homes, di ba? So, ano itsura ng Team Manila home? Yung, di ba, classic yung sa Quezon City, yung mga row apartments.
Yeah.
Yan, ganyan. Very classic,
Yeah,
iconic
yeah.
na, ano yun eh, 650s, 60s na look. So, what if mayroong ganun ng Team Manila? What if magkaroon ng food ang Team Manila? Kasi it's a lifestyle, di ba? It's something Filipino. You put branding, you put design into it, create something new, and then ano itsura nun?
Have you ever tried going into food?
Hindi, nagpapakain lang. Ngayon, gusto namin makipag-collab sa isang friend namin na gumagawa ng sauce. Ganun lang. More of like exploration. Pero sometimes, we just have to, sobrang dami rin sa plate right now that yung mga dreams or mga other projects are in the back, back of our heads.
Activate right now.
But hindi nawawala. Hindi nawawala yun.
Nice.
Parang nakikita namin marami pang pwedeng mapuntahan yung yung concept, yung Team Manila. Yeah.
Looking forward to that, the airplane.
Oo nga, ako rin. Once in a while, sinashare ko yan eh. I have like designs already. Waiting. Para mga ganun. So, okay siya.
But you've never worked with them ever?
We did. For their 75th year anniversary, we did like a capsule collection for them for their online store.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Pal
okay.
Boutique.
Yeah.
So, yan.
Tama, yeah.
And then, yeah.
Mga couple of, mga 2-3 years ago, diba?
Yeah, just a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Mga 3 years ago. Yeah.
So, malapit na.
Malapit na, sana. Palagi, kung merong chance, palagi kong iniisip yun. Hopefully. Bata pa naman kami.
Actually, there's plenty of time naman. I think it's coming. In terms of like in the graphic design space, no, is there anyone that you idolize or you look up to?
Yung mga contemporaries namin right now, they're really doing well, and then and I'm amazed sa na rin sa yung mga projects that's coming out right now. So for yung mga naman OG, Arturo Luz is a graphic designer, and then he worked as the director of Design Center of the Philippines. So yung mga ganun, tapos national artist na siya, diba? Ganun. So but a lot of national artists started out as graphic designers or illustrators. Yung mga ganun. Malang, meron siyang West Design Studio. Ngayon, West Gallery, di ba? But before, they have like West Design Studio. Cesar Legaspi is an ad man doing labels, doing design. Yung mga ganon. So, yung mga national artists.
Is there someone na you would want to have a one-on-one parang mentoring session or dead or alive siguro since
like mga Pentagram folks from New York, di ba? Like the biggest independent creative agency, like sila Paula Scher, sila Michael Beirut. Like they lasted like sobrang tagal na rin.
Decades yung excellence.
And then working with like the top clients talaga. Yun ang magandang yun yung mga pattern ng mga ngayon boutique agencies. Diba?
Have you worked with international clients?
Yes, we have like they see our work online, and then we have some projects like branding projects.
So it's more of like they saw the studio, or is it the store that they came across?
They saw the studio's work, and then pretty much they saw the studio's work, and then just like they were trying to contact couple of like agencies here. And then so there's one time it's a brand, they create brands, fashion brands, And then they came to us with like, here's our denim. We want to do parang a brand. Here's our concept. We're based in Hong Kong. Once in a while, we'll visit you here in Manila. Yung mga ganun. Pero meron din mga remote projects. We're doing design for Micronesia, like packaging.
Okay.
Parang ganyan. So, ano rin, through online, your works get seen everywhere.
Correct.
Diba?
And I would imagine with the store also, like, or is it like the people who go to the store, are they mostly aware that there's also a graphic design studio?
Not everyone, no. Mas nagugulat sila minsan na sometimes I'm presenting sa sa client na, oh, design studio pala kayo. I thought you guys were t-shirt designers. We're still t-shirt designers, but we really started out as design studio. So ganun din. Marami ring hindi but we try to parang present it as one. Then,
Nice.
so yeah. So kasi minsan graphic design ang hirap i-explain din
Correct.
di ba?
But when they see it in action, they can touch your products. At least it's
Yeah.
in terms of like, actually, we're sitting here in your office. You have a lot of nice books. I'm trying not to like
Yeah, a lot
look
of
and look. No? Pero ang dami magagandang books. Like, is there a particular book that you would recommend to either an entrepreneur or to an aspiring designer?
Well, one that I reference a lot is History of Graphic Design. When pag may mga bagong designers, I tell them like open that book sa library and then know the movements, know that yung mga ginagawa, yung mga style na ngayon lumabas na siya nung 60s, lumabas na siya nung 30s. Ito itsura niya, yung si idol niya na si Shepard Fairey, constructivist siya galing. So, it's all, para siyang fashion eh. It came from a certain movement and it comes back and
I've seen you give some talks na, let's say sa DTI.
yeah.
You mentioned this, no, the history of design. So why do you think it's important? Or do you teach? Right.
Oh yeah. Once in a while, we get invited sa sa schools or talks, sa design talks. Kasi yun yung namin, isa sa mga favorite ko na course before, History of Graphic Design in Cal Arts. It was taught by this, yung class niya, miski na hindi mo class yon, ang daming nagsisit in. People are sitting in the floors, in the aisles, sa side, kasi sobrang hit yung class na yon. And then that was History of Graphic Design. Parang nakita ko yung importance na you have to know, if you want to parang carve a path of yung future ng graphic design, you should know how to di ba, parang look back kung ano na yung nagawa ng mga tao.
Is there anyone teaching that here?
Yun din, that's my research actually, yung research on Philippine graphic design history. So right now I have a lot of like yung mga ephemera, some books, that's more parang mas either ephemera na mga labels or mga books na very graphic, so for ng mga sikat na mga book designers before. So tinatry kong yun, kolektahin yun, and then hopefully I want to work with like a researcher or like a school to come up with talaga history of graphic design. Kasi yun nga, wala yung na yan yung research na yan
Correct.
And it's good for the students.
Nice.
Yeah. So ngayon, yung mga turo ko lang sa mga designers na ito sa studio. Ito, check mo ito. Yung Filipino designer na to.
So maybe Team Manila should hold like classes, no?
Oo,
Para maging siya, elective. At least if you want to get into graphic design, you have to go through this course by Jowee.
Marami-rami yun. Pero yun, yeah.
What would be your typical day? Like, I mean, you're running a studio with you deal with a lot of clients, and you also have your retail stores. What's your
Yes.
typical day like?
Well, I handle mostly the design studio. So a typical day would be meet starting like early in the week. We catch up on the projects, work with like the accounts, iniisa-isa namin kung ano yung stage ng mga projects, ano yung mga deliverables for the week, ano yung mga meetings. And then I do a lot of like meetings outside. When I get back, I do clear some designs. I myself, nag-aano pa rin ako. Gusto ko pa rin mag-design. So, I do like work with like other designers sa project. Kuwari merong client project, may internal design pitch. So, kanya-kanya meron kaming design,
Yeah.
and then we'll see kung ano yung okay, we mix and match, and then we present it to the client. Parang ganon.
Does it ever get awkward na, let's say, parang your work versus their work, your
Oh
team's
yeah,
work?
ganun. Maraming beses na talo ko. Para gusto na client yung design sila. Ganun talaga yun. And then, even with like the retail for Team Manila, nagde-design din ako with like other designers, and then ganun din. We pinapa-vote din namin yon internally, and then makikita rin namin, oh, ayaw niyo yung design ko. Pero ganun talaga. It's we try to have a democratic na process din. Pero kung meron ako, hindi, pasok niyo yan. Gusto ko yan. Pasok niyo yung
If
design
there's
na.
something you feel very
Oh,
strongly.
yeah. Yun nga, pag meron akong gustong i-explore, sige, try natin yan. Subukan natin yan. Ganun naman yan.
How do you keep productive? Like,
Just parang we have this system, we have this calendar that we follow na actually right now we're doing March collection.
okay.
So, if things are lined up na sa schedule mo, you have like something to parang look forward to. Parang okay na tayo magde-design sa Team Manila. Tapos or I want to parang try natin makahanap ng ganitong project, or let's parang work with like government, parang yun ginagawa namin. So I try to look at my network, saan ko pwede ma-seed na, oh, we can do this, maybe if there's an opportunity, let's work together. I do a lot of like parang meetings din with potential clients.
So it's balancing the business development side and the creative work. No?
That's the challenge. Sometimes you just want to be here in the studio designing, or be in the silkscreen studio doing silkscreen posters, pero you have to like present, meet people. Yeah, so that's half of the business is running the studio, and then other half designing and then running the projects. Okay.
Do you have any advice for aspiring entrepreneurs?
Don't get distracted too much with what's outside. Like create your plan, create your set goals, set short-term goals, medium-term goals, long-term goals, and then try to stick to that one. Don't get distracted too much with anong ginawa ng ganito, anong ginawa ng ganyan, may ginawa yung ganito. Kasi, well, dati wala masyadong ganun. Ngayon, with social
media, I was just gonna say.
It takes so much of your time. Sometimes I'm guilty of that one na what's going on with like Facebook, ganyan. So next thing you know, you're there for a while already. Tapos, may deadline ka pa. Tigil natin yan. Pero yun din, you need to, at the same time for us, we need to do like, get the pulse of the market, di ba? What's going on? What are they talking about? Is it something that's relatable that we can turn into a t-shirt? Parang mga ganon. So it's a good balance din na.
How about in terms of, let's say in social media, do you follow other design studios?
Yeah, ano rin, just to see what's going on then. We're not in a vacuum. It's just like the design books. We always get to see parang what's on trend, ano yung mga ina-explore ng mga studios right now. It's market research also. And we also do that for ano rin. If it's a client project, we look at what's anong competition nila sa market locally or what's going on internationally. So that's research for us also. Like so you have to do, if you're gonna create something that's up par with what's going on outside or what's going on internationally. Do something that yun yung standard mo. But if you don't look at what's going on, you wouldn't know what's your standard, di ba? Standard mo lang yung sarili mo, or standard mo lang yung your client's taste on design, which is I doubt ano na yung nakita nila, di ba?
So it's more expanding the frame of reference.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Okay. In terms of sa Team Manila, kasi like with Antidote, like with the products that we create, also the brands that we created, parang there are moments na parang it feels surreal if this certain person that maybe you look up to or parang fan ka, bigla nakita mong ginagamit. Did you ever have that with Team Manila? Like, is there like sino yung pinaka maybe not famous, pero like sino yung pinaka taong like when you saw them wearing your shirt?
For example, yung family ni Jose Rizal, that old lady that came to our studio, na alam niya na meron kami ginawang design, tapos she took time to visit us, and
As in, she came here to the studio, not to the store.
So she came here talaga na, uy, parang, and then sinasabi niya na nagkaroon again ng interest sa kay Jose Rizal with the t-shirt, yung mga ganun. Parang laking bagay yan for us. Diba? Yung impact na it's outside our market already, but she still appreciates what we're doing, yung mga ganun. Those kinds of things. And sometimes rin, like palagi ako natutuwa yung random from abroad, and then meron nakitang naka-Team Manila, yung mga ganyan. Or
nice.
merong naka-Team Manila na foreigner na tungkol sa jeepney yung
So, yung shirt niya. What's the country na, like, most random country na you've seen somebody wear?
When we were in the US, marami sa US, pero meron one time, we were in Hong Kong. There's a bootleg Team Manila.
What?
Design on another design. Parang naka-juxtapose sa another design. Printed well, Yeah. Maganda yung printing, maganda yung fabric. Parang, biling ko nga to. Yung gano'n na ginagawa lang namin to ng maliit ng, sometimes ang production namin would be like 2 dozens or 3 dozens. Ganun lang. Tapos kung okay siya, okay, reprint. Pero naaabot sa ibang bansa na kokopyahin pa siya.
Do you ever approach people na, uy, we made that shirt? have you ever done that?
Hindi pa. Well, I'm sure I did. Pero mahihain ako. Parang totoo ako. From afar, sasabihin ko mo, naka-Team Manila yan.
Nice.
Galing.
Nice. Yeah. We're heading towards the end of the show. Now, there are 3 questions I always want to ask. I mean, you're the OG, at least for my generation who went into branding. So like you've been doing this for a long time. Knowing what you know now, diba, after going through all these years of experience, if you went back in time to that moment na you and Mon decided, sige, let's do this, let's start Team Manila, and let's say you had just 60 seconds lang, 1 minute to give advice to your younger self, what would you say?
Interesting. Well, study the business, study the Basta, well, ito sinasabi ko rin to sa mga other kids. Look at the numbers. At the end of the day, half of it would be business. So, the creativity, it's comes to you naturally, and then, but get people, work with people that would help, that can help you, that believes in you, and then try to like pick their brains din, especially on the business side. Kasi we all these years we tried to, most of the time we have couple of like mentor friends, pero most of the time we figured it out ourselves. And figuring it out yourself, hindi rin siya ganun kabilis. Unless na, kasi you have to experience the mistake yourself first. Figure it out. And sometimes, hindi ka pa matututo. You'll do that same mistake, and then next thing you know, that's 5 years already. So, if you have like a mentor early on the things na hindi mo alam, that would help you in the long run. Less. But the mistakes, it's well and good. You need that one.
It's really part of the process.
Oh, it's part of the process.
So knowing what you know now, if you went back in time, would you, like, is there a particular mentor that you would tell your younger self na hanapin mo na tong taong to, tanungin mo na?
Oo, hanapin mo hanapin mo yung kaibigan mong matanda-tanda na. And then yung rin, parang look for that person ahead of you that's a bit successful already but still relatable, reachable, and then ask that person, like, paano mo ginawa to, ano ginawa mo, mga ganyan. And then eventually set that, parang yun na yung pattern mo or guide mo, mga ganyan. Kami lang dati. Paano ba to? Sige, gawin natin yan. And it's good. The journey was great.
I'm sure it's more fulfilling din naman to go through the journey and then learn, diba? Make mistakes here and there. Diba?
Pero looking back, like ilang years na rin, di ba? Parang we still have a lot of things we wanted to do. Na I think kung nakakuha siguro kami ng mas guidance pa on the business side of things, mas further pa siguro yung maaabot. But no regrets naman sa ano yung stage right now.
So okay, now how about going further? Like, what do you still want to accomplish over the next decade? Well, I want to do that research. That's one thing. Give back. I think we're in a stage right now that we can, kumbaga, before the graphic designers, the young graphic designers, we get to inspire them. Now we're in that stage that we can help with the government, and then be part of like crafting the road plan for the creative industry. So things that parang legacy, will leave a legacy, and then leave parang guide our creative industry to like a better future. So yun yung mga gusto namin gawin. Work with government more. I think there are a lot of young and progressive people in government which understands the value of design, and they can push projects and then tell their bosses about it, and then eventually they'll be in position in the future. So and then create more projects that would impact more people, and then eventually nation building projects, mga ganun. Nice.
Nation branding projects also.
Nice. Before I ask the very final question, where can people follow you online?
Jowee Alviar sa Facebook, and then Team Manila, Daily Grind. Those are Suez and Sapote. That's our Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Our showroom is in Suez and Zapote here in Makati. So we do our live events there. We do like some exhibits, collaborations. We do our launches there, and then mga silk screen stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So
And
final question.
Sure.
How do you want to be remembered?
Made an impact in the graphic design industry here in the Philippines and help people pretty much through design. I think that's another. And it's not help na business lang, but help their lives, I think. Yun na yung pag matanda ka na.
That's beautiful.
So,
Yeah.
and then we believe that there's a higher purpose of sa design. It gives you like a better life, better environment, helps solve problems, not just economic, but yung lives talaga ng tao. I think yun yung responsibility ng graphic designers din. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I'd like to acknowledge you. Like as I said, you're the OG graphic designer and branding in the Philippines. At least with this generation of
This our
designers.
generation.
Parang I feel like if you guys didn't take that big step to create Team Manila, it would. I mean, probably somebody would have done it, but not in the way that you guys did it. You made it cool. It's not just a business, but it's a lifestyle. So, I just want to acknowledge you for that.
Thank you.
And thank you for giving us the time. This has been a great conversation.
Thank
you so much, Joey.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate and review the show on iTunes. It will help more people discover the show. You can also share a screen cap of the show on your social media accounts. Make sure to tag me and let me know which part of the episode you like or didn't like. All feedback is certainly welcome, so feel free to reach out to me on Instagram @KendrickCo to let me know what topics you'd like to be covered next and who you want to hear or learn from in future episodes. Until next time, do the work you want to see done, because life's too short to not be creating your life's work.